it was eating my flesh.
You have a parasite.
I had necrotizing fasciitis.
When Jenna was doing a simple household chore, Marystella was at the beach, and Gabriel at the gym, none of them thought that these normal day-to-day activities could land them in the emergency room. Australia is well known for its dangerous insects.
I realised that there was something crawling up my arms, and as I went to go brush it off, I got bitten.
But Jenna never thought she could be bitten by a highly venomous redback spider.
I started to quite quickly feel quite unwell, get stomach pains. I had some diarrhea and vomiting. I had a headache. I had the sweats on just the one arm. And then we got to the hospital and I had 2 doses of the antivenin. So I realised that my arm wasn't just a small little bite that I assumed it was going to be. It had spread out and started to break down and become necrotic, meaning it was eating my flesh.
Nearly a decade later and countless hospital visits, she's still dealing with the consequences of the spider bite.
Currently, I'm going on to my 9th, nearly 10th year of this wound being broken down. Living with chronic pain is one of the hardest things that anyone can go through. It's been quite the journey to get to the point where I found a doctor that I could trust, who I've been with for the last 6 years. I travel a 7-hour round trip fortnightly to see him, sometimes weekly.
Despite a redback ruining her life, she tries to remain hopeful.
I found the positive out the negative, which is being able to use my story to help other people out.
Another person who has turned a negative into positive is Gabriel.
So the day of the accident, I was 27 in the gym lifting weights. I remember it was a loud snapping sound. I had ruptured my right bicep.
After the accident, he was rushed into surgery and had his bicep reattached. And although he believed he was on the road to recovery, it was just the start of his troubles.
2 days after the injury, I went in to have my bicep reattached, and I was sent home that night. 3 days post-surgery, my arm was extremely swollen. I was consuming as many painkillers as I possibly could. I was rushed straight to the emergency department. I had contracted a post-operative infection called necrotizing fasciitis. Necrotizing fasciitis is basically a flesh-eating bug. They did 11 major surgeries, which resulted in extensive tissue loss and amputation. It took 3 days for me to realise that my arm had been amputated.
Since the accident, he's been on a path of self-discovery.
And my ultimate goal is to get to the Paralympics in Paris in 2024 to compete in track cycling in the team sprint event.
Finally, we meet Marystella, whose trip to an idyllic beach in Colombia turned into a nightmare.
I was with my family on vacation. I had a great time. I started noticing kind of like a mosquito bite. Then I started seeing a few more mosquito bites and it was like progressing and progressing. So I just thought maybe I had like a rash or an allergy. I could definitely feel that something was in there. I couldn't sleep. I felt the need to like constantly scratch. It got to a point where it started spreading all over my leg.
Initially, when she went to the doctor, she was told it was a mere fungus infection, but the truth was far more shocking. When she couldn't stop scratching her leg, she made an appointment with her dermatologist, who told her,
"You have a parasite. Like, this is literally a parasite that's been in your leg." The reason why it scratches so much at night is because parasites actually lay their eggs at night. You could tell there was like a trail because it like lays eggs and then it moves along your leg, leaves another egg, moves along. So it's just like a big red rash and then like a trail going through it. The parasite I had is called cutaneous larva migrans. It's very common in the feces of animals. A lot of people take their dogs to the beach and then if they do their necessities on the beach and they don't pick them up, the parasite will stay there, and then if it comes in contact with you, you're gonna be infected.
Marystella was given drops to kill the parasite, and eventually it healed.
I felt super relieved. I think we should be very careful when we go to the beach. I am seen. Are you?